Well, good evening, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day, had a great weekend, and all. Um, this is it, people. This weekend is now over. Yeah, there's a little bit of time before we got to go to work. But this is the week that by the middle of the week, everybody will be in training camp. Everybody. We already have the Texans have been in for like 3 or 4 days. CJ Stroud and Stephon Diggs are doing their thing. And the Dallas Cowboys, well, they'll be heading out a couple of days. And we're getting word, oh, Lordy, we're hearing rumors, and I don't know what there is to it. I know guys from 105.3 The Fan was talking about it from Sean and RJ, I think it was saying that it looks like, and I kind of touched on it a little bit, that Tyler Guyton is not ready to be a starter yet. That Chimo Higoda will probably start out training camp as the starting left tackle and maybe the starter week 1 and maybe the starter for the season. This has, of course, started people to start saying Mozzie Smith, number 2. That people are already calling the guy a bust. Now, pump your brakes a little bit. Pump your brakes a little bit. I think, and I don't know, I don't have any proof of this, I don't have any evidence of this. I don't know if I'm just talking out of my ass and hoping for the best. But what I think is the Cowboys don't want to necessarily say, you're the starter. You're the guy. You are the first round draft pick. You are day 1 going to be it. That they want him to earn it and really be ready. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping that it's not a case of, we drafted this guy, but he's really maybe not as good as we thought. Because I'm not hearing that about Cooper Beebe, the juggernaut. I don't know. I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. You know, I was talking, we did our college show for almost 2 hours tonight. And I was saying, the thing that bothers me the most about the Cowboys is they always look for a bargain. Sometimes you just got to pay what you owe. When you think about the draft and all their second round picks, what they always want to do is kind of like going to the scratch and dent pile. And they always look at the second round pick and say, we want a guy who's a first round value that drops to the second round for what reason? That, you know, it's a diamond in the rough and we'll do better. Or the other thing is, we believe in a guy who has position flex, that he can play 2 different positions, and so he can do whatever. The biggest one I can think of off the top of my head is Tyrone Crawford, because they said, you know, he's a team leader, and he was a great team leader. But he can play defensive end, he can play defensive tackle. He did okay with both of them, but he didn't excel in either of them. And this is where you have to look at it and say, I need a great defensive tackle, or I need a great edge rusher. And just have them focus in on doing one thing. That killed us last year with the hybrid safety linebacker. Sometimes you just need the exact tool. The exact tool to do the job. I have this sink wrench, okay? It's red plastic and then it's got these inserts on it, okay? This wrench is made solely to be able to get up behind the sink so you can reach up in there and loosen it up. It doesn't do anything else. There's no position flex with it. And I don't use it very often. It's very rarely that I need this tool. And it sits in my toolbox probably 29 days out of the month. But the one day that I need that tool, it is the most valuable tool that I have. The other days is not worth shit. But you have to understand that sometimes you have to have a tool that is just made to do one thing exceptionally well, as opposed to a pair of channel locks. Because when I get up underneath the bottom of that sink and I try and reach all the way up there with the channel locks, and I got this much space between the back of the cabinet and the sink, and it doesn't really get in there, yeah, I can kind of turn it about a third of a turn, maybe a quarter of a turn, and I'm literally here for 10 minutes, and I'm turning and turning. And when you have your arm up in the air for so long, the blood leaves it. It starts getting numb. But you've had a hard time getting up underneath the cabinet because, I don't know, plumbers all have a big ass and a big belly, but for some reason, the cabinet space is real small. And you want to get this damn thing on. You don't want to have to slide back out of the cabinet, let your arm get some blood back in it, and go back to life. You want to get this thing done. So yes, this pliers will work on that, not real well. This thing, it'll work on trying to put the deck bolts on, but it kind of strips it. It's position flex. But what I really need is that wrench that's extended so I can just stick my arm in, get it up there, and turn it off real quick. And that's the difference of what the Cowboys do versus everybody else. I hope Tyler Guyton, that they're making him earn this spot through fire. And that it's not that he's just not that good. You know, damn moth just flew in here and now is on fire. Frickin' moth to a flame. You know, I was saying tonight, I think the biggest problem we have right now, the biggest problem we have right now, and I have to say thank you, Game Time, Brian, because you literally denigrating me and telling me I need to relax and take it easy woke me up to the problem. Here's the problem. We as parents, and my parents too, we always look and say, we want things better for our children. We want them to have more than what we've had. And we have gone through, and we are so worried about people's feelings that even if they play football or do a sport, that they shouldn't be made to feel bad that they're not good at it. That everybody gets a trophy. That everybody is equal. I always think about Coach Clapp because he reminds me of a Little League coach. Don't worry about it, guys. We'll get him next time. And the reality in the world is that's not the case. There's winners and there's losers. And the best way you win or to increase your odds of winning is by putting in the work. You know, people get jealous of me with my YouTube channel. They sit there and say, oh, Mark Holmes, he does 50 million videos a day. Well, you know what? I'm putting in the work to come up with the ideas or the topic and finding a way, even though I am a husband, I am a parent, I have my job, I got paid bills, I find a way to get that done. See, everybody feels that they're entitled, that just like in Little League, I got my participation trophy. And people sit around and say, well, where's mine? Yours is out there. But the only way you're going to get it is by going out there and putting in the work to get it. Stop sitting around saying, oh, well, this guy's got, where's mine? If you don't put in the work to try and achieve, to bust your ass, and you don't deserve shit. Because we got a bunch of spoiled ass mother humpers that instead of putting in the work, they would rather blame somebody else for their shortcomings. To sit there with your hand out saying, where's mine? They ain't done anything for me. I've had very few people that have handed me anything. The only people that have really been there when I was down on my luck was my parents. I wasn't born with money. I didn't have means. I didn't finish college. I used to couldn't speak well in public. Actually, you could say I probably don't speak well in public right now, but I'm not afraid to anymore. And until people stop blaming others for their shortcomings and sitting there looking for somebody to hand them something and get off their lazy freaking ass and try to achieve, you will not. So when people tell me you ought to rest, you should take it easy, take time off, bro, that ain't me. I am out here trying to get mine. I am trying to create a legacy. I am trying to be the very best person I can be. And I can't do that laying around taking naps. And I can tell you, as long as I can get my ass out of bed and I have breath, I will continue to bust my ass. And for those out there that are jealous, if you spent less time hating and worrying about me and other people, you probably would be further ahead than where you are. And that's my words and wisdom to live by tonight. So for me, I come out here because I like to reflect on the day and think that I do everything possible that I could do to be the best husband, the best father, the best YouTuber, the best citizen that I could. And if I did those things, then I feel good and tired about where I am. As I always say, good people, tell the people you love how much you love them. Because you might not get the chance again, and I love you people. And God willing, we'll all see each other tomorrow. Peace out.